Next, let's talk about utility nodes in Maya. Utility nodes are used very often. They aren't just for rigging. They're also used a lot in departments like shading and look depth. Maya has a lot of utility nodes. We'll just talk about some of the most common ones used in rigging. For the others, we'll go into detail when we use them later on. First, let's talk about a very common and very simple utility node. That is the add double linear. The underlying logic of this node we've actually already talked about when we discussed node structure. This is our node itself. This node has two input attributes. One is called input 1 and one is called input 2. And what the node itself does is simply add these two attributes together. The result it gets is the output. This is very easy to understand. If we change the first input attribute to say 3 and the second input attribute to 2, then the output is 5. If the first is 4 and the second is -2, then the output is 2. So let's go back to Maya and quickly connect it and see how it works. We see here we have two driver objects and one driven object. We'll use these two driver objects translate X to affect the driven objects translate X. So here, let's open the node editor. And let's add all three models in. Here we only need the transform nodes. So let's select the shape nodes and remove them. This makes our interface look a bit cleaner. Then let's press the Tab key on the keyboard and start typing add double linear. Here let's select the first driver object's translate X and find the corresponding input 1 over here. I have show non-keyable attributes turned on here. Then select the second driver object's translate X and connect it to input 2. Then connect its output to the driven object's translate X. This way, let's see the result. When I move my first driver object, my driven object follows. And when I move the second driver object, the driven object follows. What if we move both together? It will move twice the distance. So this is what we call add double linear.